Sawtooth Dave. You know it's another time for a sitting and bullshitting session, ain't it? I know it is. What's happening, guys? Hope y'all had a good week. It's been a freaking awesome week for me. Work a lot, but play a lot too. Sometimes things surprise you. You get stuff that's like unexpected or whatever else. So first one I'm gonna show you is from a friend of mine who asked to not be mentioned, but he had a knife that he just basically bought at a gun show. Wasn't really proud of it, lost it more or less in his office, and then found it and went, hey, I know Dave could probably use that to regrind. So case and all, this is a little Tanto Damascus knife. I don't know what kind of handle's on that, no clue at all. But I'll probably end up drilling the brass pins back out of it and doing something different with it. But bro, I appreciate you sending it. Like I said, he didn't want to be mentioned who it was, but when I get done with this one, I'm gonna give this one away. So he gave it to me, I'm gonna give it to one of y'all. Hopefully one of y'all want it. Another one that was really unexpected and cool as hell. Chris has been working on handles, I guess, and he got this one, didn't realize it wasn't ground or it was too much for him to grind or whatever. I already got it diced up, so sorry, but it's just a blank. It's just a steel blank, nothing done to it, nothing at all. So basically, carte blanche, do what I want, and then I'm gonna send it back to him, let him do the handle on it. I don't even know if it's, I'm gonna assume it's not heat treated. We'll find out since it started grinding on it or whatever else. But I just got diced up because I was going to start drawing lines on it and trying to figure out how I wanted to grind it. But y'all see that probably next week, something like that. And then, I've sent Billy some stuff. He's sending me some stuff over the years, whatever how long it's been. And I've seen some of the stuff he sent before, but this one here, I never really handle. I saw Jed Hornbeak at Blade Show, and I was with Scab and Donnie and Joe and all them guys. Pretty much, we found them all at the same time. And I've seen some of his knives there, but like, I look at, like, I always tell people, like, I relate everything to motorcycles and knives pretty much. But like, you go to a motorcycle rally or something like that, and you see so many cool bikes, you just get numb to them. And anywhere else you'd be in, gas station wise, you'd be in the middle of somewhere else, you see a bike roll by, you go look at it. It's kind of the same way at Blade Show. You see so many cool ass knives, you kind of get numb to them after a while. Like, anyway, so I have to admit, I was kind of numb when by the time I send Jed Hornbeak stuff, but Billy sent his out, and he sent this 3V fixed plate out. Man, I absolutely dig the hell out of this thing. All that sharp up here. So my wife took it out, I almost cut her finger. Flat ground in the back, but it's got that fuller right through the middle. So it's definitely a unique design. Like, I don't think that I like the look of the backside, but when I started using it, I was like, all that goes away. Like, you quit worrying about how it looks and just kind of use it. It's awesome. It's badass. I've said it last week, I've said it a million times, and I'm practicing on fixed blades, but I'm really not a fixed blade guy. This might have changed my opinion a little bit. Like, I don't think I'm going to be carrying one a ton, but I'm definitely going to be buying one of Jed Hornbeak stuff. Like, this is, like, size-wise and stuff is about the same size. Let's get a bruiser out real quick. So, there you go. Sawtooth and the Hornbeak. Pretty much the same wheelhouse, right? I mean, it's similar enough anyhow. And I don't feel like that, it's got a decent amount of beef to it, comparatively speaking. See, good beefy knife. So I like this style a lot. Like, I don't find a lot of these that like really grab my attention, but it's very well made, very well constructed from the sheath all the way down. But thanks for sending it, Billy. I'm definitely gonna use a little more than I already have, and I'll get it back to you eventually. I know you ain't in a rush. So this is funny too. I thought this was hilarious. So, I did this knife for Billy a while back. And when they sent it back, I was like, did he not like something about it? Did he want me to change something? I wasn't really sure what he was going to do with this, but he sent that 229 that I made that contoured scale. So remember I made that contoured scale a while back? Just still when I was at the machine shop there. He said, no, man, it's just joint custody, man. You get to hang on to it for a little while. So I thought it was kind of funny. The way he put that was kind of funny to me as joint custody. But man, I forgot, because like I got to handle it again at Blade Show. He had it with him at Blade Show, and I forgot. Like, I know I'm kind of like tooting my own horn here or whatever you want to call it, but man, it's just this one came out awesome. I'm super proud of the way this one came out. Really, really, really happy with how that overall. Still my favorite 229 that I ever played with. Like, this knife's awesome. I love this freaking knife. But I'm just gonna have it for a while and then give it back to him. So I doubt that I'll probably even carry it, because I don't know, like, it's just cool to handle on. Like, I don't know, but I want him to use it. It's his knife. I know he'll probably say differently, but I don't care. So Billy also, if you watch his channel, he did a bluing job on this one. This is the Becker. I don't know. I can't see it from here. You can probably tell me which Becker it is, but I'm pretty sure he put these grips on there too. Bought these grips, did the bluing job on it. And he said, man, it just kind of sits and never really do nothing with it. So if you want to do something to it, do something to it. So I hadn't really developed a game plan yet for this one, but we're gonna do something with it. Don't know. We'll see. We'll see what it turns out. But overall, I like the knife. Like, it's just trying to figure out what I want to regrind it to. Like, you know, the bigger, beefier knives, you want to grind differently than something you would like want to slice with and that sort of thing. So I just got to figure out what I would do with it if it was mine and basically execute it. That's kind of how I'm looking at it, because he basically said do what I want to with it. So if you watch Billy's channel, which I'm sure most of you guys do, he has a lot of, he started the channel basically on the Benchmade 940, and he ended up breaking his stock blade. He went in a whole thing about it on his channel, so if you want to go check it out, check it out. But anyway, as a broken blade, when it came to me, I have not resharpened this one. I just reground it, but it was a broken blade, and we went ahead and did a little hollow regrind on it. So hopefully that looks good for the camera. Obviously I had to make something out of that tip. It's not sharp at all right now. I basically just did the regrind and threw it back together just to see what it looked like. But I think what's going to end up happening with this one is I'm going to send it back to Billy, let him check it out, and then he's probably going to be giving it away. So if you want to win the 940, and if I can get a hold of it here, go back to Billy's channel. Make sure you're watching his channel, because it's going to get there eventually. With it, he had clone blades. So, you know, I'm not super experienced with the regrinds. Like, I've done the majority of the stuff that I've done, or almost all of it, has been for regrind stuff. He had clones, and he sent some clones too. The blade clones, not the whole knife. And then visually, even he said, like, you know, the blade geometry is probably better on the clones. But it's funny, night and day difference between grinding these. Like I said, I don't have that much experience, but I ground, this is the clone. This took like a third of the amount of time because the metal was so soft to regrind. So, I mean, it might not even be heat treated. I don't know. It melted away compared to this one. And this is the real one. Blade was also warped. You can see how it's warped. Grinds are uneven. Like, it was night and day difference between the fake and the real when I stuck them on the grinder and started doing the grinding. And all that stuff you kind of discover as you go. Some of these things. I got another one that I'm going to do. I haven't not done this one, so basically you can see that one was like that. I regrind this one also with a 10-inch hollow grind. I'll probably do an 8-inch on this one just for something different, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I'll flat. I don't know. But I'll do something different with it just to practice. And then all that stuff will get sent back to Billy. You get a chance to check it out on Billy's channel. But for everybody who sent something, truly, I really do appreciate you guys sending stuff. And I know I got a few more people that sending some more stuff. But man, y'all know how helpful that is for me. And honestly, like, it's dumb because it's not like a monetary value. It's just a appreciation thing. It means a ton to me when y'all send stuff like that. And I really do appreciate it. For anybody who's reached out, thank y'all. I really do appreciate it. Coming soon on new projects. I've been doing some regrinds in the past. I messed up one blade pretty dang bad, but it's all right because I kind of want to reblade it anyhow. I'm not even going to show it to you. I basically was trying to get it, just see how thin I could get a knife. And I was on a 120 belt, ceramic belt, and it basically just barely caught it enough and just ripped it. Like, so the whole back grind, like the whole back of the knife just got ripped. Basically, like, I don't know, quarter, 3/8 down because I was trying to go too thin, too heavy of a belt. I should have been on like a 240 or 400 or something. It's learning, man. Like, it was a challenge. I saw another knife maker grind one to a 0 grind, like basically, you know, a couple thousandths, like right there at the tip. So like, I was like, I don't know. Let me just see what the big deal is about it, because he was talking about how much time it takes to do it. Well, now I know what takes so much time, because you got to slow down and not be a jackass like, you know, somebody else. Current projects, I'm hoping to jump on some of these later today. Obviously, the regrinds. I've already talked about 3 of the fixed blades that I want to regrind. I'm debating on doing it to the dire wear. I hadn't 100% decided, but if I get this damn thing out. It's just real thick behind the edge. It's a cool knife, it's just real thick behind the edge. So I've been struggling with this whole flat, hollow, like trying to figure out how to lay it out. So I thought just chasing someone else's grind might be an easy way for me to kind of learn and get a little better at what I'm doing, like the approach kind of thing. And I'm sure I could do this top swedge. I'm pretty sure I could figure out how to do that. So I'm not too sweating the top swedge, but I just think that that'd be overall cooler. What I was thinking initially, and I'm not sure if I will or not, is I'll make new thumb studs for this as well. Kind of similar to what I did the T1000, because this is just pressed in here. So I'm thinking about, you know, screwing it together basically like I did the T1000. If y'all remember what I showed you last week on the thumb studs. Well, actually, I'll show you this week too, because I did some more of them. But y'all see that in here a second. And this nocturnal knives, it's got tons of problems. So basically, it's engineering to figure out how you want to fix it and then execute it kind of thing. And this thing's been sitting around too long, not doing nothing. And it's kind of, this is definitely a cruder style knife, but I think I can make something decent out of it. So I think I might do that. And if I can fix it and make it decent, I might just give it away. I probably will give it away, actually. Same with this Magnum Works. Super thick behind the edge, so I figured another good knife to practice the regrind on. I made the studs for it, but they're kind of a little bit tall and don't have any grip on the outside of them, so I'm probably gonna turn some new ones. And then the blade to handle ratio on this one is horrible. So you see where the blade ends. I don't know if you can even see that or not. Let's see if I can get close enough. You see where the blade ends is like basically right there at that standoff. So all this is extra. So you can see from this direction, everything past that bolt, that's all extra, just knife, just hanging out for no reason. So I'm thinking about just radiusing the end of that off. May have to make another pocket clip too. I don't know. Regrind, new studs, maybe do a giveaway with that one. I don't know. Seems like a fun project. I get ambitious some days, man. Y'all inspire me. I don't know. People send me stuff and I get like, oh, let's do it. And then it takes me months to figure it all out. But if I figure out if I say it on camera, that means I got to do it, right? And that commits it to y'all. So I think that's sometimes why I do that stuff. Let's see, what else? I'm gonna stop. I got a bunch of stuff that it's been in the safe for a long time, and I think I just want to open up for trades. And I don't want to sell any of this stuff. I just want to trade it. And the basic thing is that I'm not carrying this stuff, and I want someone who will use it, and someone maybe who's like in the other side of things that would rather have a practical knife that wants to get rid of one of their big ass knives. Like I'm not really particular at this point. Like I guess what inspired me or kind of made me thinking this way is like the new XM24 Spantos. I've seen quite a few of them on the secondary where people are like, I bought it, I like it, it's just huge, I know I'm never going to carry it. If you're that guy, hit me up, because I got what you need right there. I know I'm like a salesman. I gotta laugh at myself sometimes. But I'm gonna do a close-up of that real quick. I'm gonna throw the T1000 studs in there so you don't have to look at that very long. I'm gonna film a clip of that, and then I'll come back for a closing, I think. All right, from time to time, I like to change shit up, so we're gonna change things up a little bit. These three I'm gonna customize, so I'm just letting you know that they're gonna be on the menu, but not right quite yet. But Solo, this is a Nocturnal Knives, and this is a Magnum Works. All these, the rest of the ones I'm about to show you, I'm gonna put up for trade. The reason mainly being is I'm just looking for bigger, beefier stuff, and just to shake things up. Like y'all know, my passion is the big overbuilt stuff, like what y'all seen a whole lot lately, all the Sawtooth stuff obviously, but then lately you've seen this T1000 a lot, but just big beefy stuff compared to this other stuff. Like I'm just looking for overbuilt style stuff. So I know some of these are going to have higher desirability, some of them will not be as desirable, but I can work up or down however that works out, as long as it's something I'm interested in. I'm not looking to sell any of this, just trades only. So please don't ask to buy them. If you got something to trade, that's cool. All right, like Old Medford you're not using or something like that, the bigger ones, not the smaller ones, the bigger ones, the ridiculous stuff. That's what I'm looking for. I don't know. Anyhow, let's go through them real quick. Old Dominion Super Cobra, this is a 3.5 inch. I'm just going to show the camera real quick. JD did some work to this, I believe it's on his channel. Eonan's had it on his channel for a little while. I know Eonan's likes it, but the Zermano, this is the one I reground. I think it's just called the Harpoon he did. So I put a hollow ground on it. It's not sharpened yet or nothing. I got to sharpen it, but if you want something else done to it before I do anything to it, let me know. But the top swedge is a little uneven. It's it's me practicing grinding, but this is one of the knives I practiced on. Overall, it's a good knife, just not carrying it, not using it. This one Aaron may or may not want. He kind of sort of hesitated about me getting rid of it, so Aaron's got first dibs on this one, but it's a rare, because it's the Harpoon Tanto Eclipse. I don't even know what steel this is in. I gotta look. 20 CV, yep, 20 CV, and it does have the factory titanium scale, one of the few scales that I've bought in my life. But I do have the G10 one for it too. I believe I might have a couple of G10 ones for it, but Hinder full tie Eclipse, I guess. XM18. I think I have another scale for this one as well. The blue hardware that's in this one is not factory hardware, but I do have the factory hardware somewheres. I probably have a selection of hardware somewhere actually. What is this one in? M390. This is the what, slicer grind, I believe. I believe both these are slicers, right? Is that right? I think so. And then the black XM18. Also, this one came from Aaron. According to him, the black hardware is kind of rare to find. So, once again, Aaron's got dibs on it. But if someone else wants it or something that Aaron doesn't want it, let me know. None of these are for sale, just for trading. Sherbakov Scout. I did the work to the handle, the blasting and the flame anode, I guess you'd call it, flame colored. Relief a little bit in the lock bar so it works a little bit better. Stiffen the detent up so it actually works. It's been on a couple different channels. All right, I'm going to do the top row. Let me see if I can slide this camera up, see if it works. Yeah, that works all right. All right. I won this one from Knife Rights. This is the what do you call it? Hogue RSK, whatever the hell that thing is. But I won this with Knife Rights, the first Knife Right rally they have. I just never use it. Access locks aren't my favorite, but I have one representation of it in a Benchmade. Don't really care. Don't really use this one. I know it's a good knife, just never use it, so I feel that's a shame just to leave it on the shelf. So this is a little odd one. This one came from Knife-tastic Rodney. I'm debating whether to get rid of this one or not because it was a gift and I feel bad about it, but at the same time, like, I just know that I'm never using this one. I used to loan it out though. When I sharpen other people's knives, I'd loan it to them. I kept it in my machinist toolbox. I just never ever used it. I don't think it's really ever been used. But it's an odd one because you got to push the pivot in and then turn it. And it's not like you can just push the pivot and fling it out. It's two-hand opening, so it'd be good for, like, you know, safety-wise, for maybe teaching a young man how to carry a pocket knife and be responsible or something. I don't know. I'm not a father, so I'm not giving you parental advice. This next one's a expensive custom knife, but I get it on trade. This GTC Torque. I love it. It's so unique. All the hand-built stuff in it. The grinds are super slick. It's just a really odd style knife. This one is from 2014, if I didn't already mention that. It's got decent action for a 2014 knife, but you know, it's one trick pony, flipper only, and I ain't gonna say it's the best custom I ever felt, but it's the GTC. How many GTCs you ever had in your hands? This is probably the only one I've ever felt, but I don't know if they're all this way, but it's still good action. It's just compared to today's action, it's not like the same. So it feels like a 2014 knife. Zermano Tier, this is the one I modified and BGM reground. All the hardware's been modified. I think I went stainless on all the hardware back here. I kind of bored where the screw holes go, and they're not 100% symmetrical with the holes. I'm not happy with how it came out, but I'm just gonna let it go the way it is. PM2 from Rip's Garage Tech clip, but you can see it matched and worked fine on this one, so I left it as is. This one does have a little bit of a grittier action compared to the other ones. Like, I don't know, just maybe something I can mess with it. I don't know. I just never felt the time to or need to mess with it too much. But Zermano Tier, Bradford G3F. I basically got this one because I modified one from my bro Steve Clare, and I was hoping that he would like the one he did, but if he didn't, I was going to modify another one and send it his way. He liked the one he had, so here this one sits, not doing nothing. I don't think I've ever done anything with it at all other than flick it a time or two. Probably needs a sharpening. I don't even remember if I've even sharpened it. Had this one for a long time. Hest, Urban Hest rather, the American made version. It's reground by BGM. It's definitely shorter now than what it was, but it's still a beefy, chunky little guy. It's got tie connector studs in it now. It's got good action and stuff. It's just a little, I used to use it as fifth pocket knife, and it's still a fun knife to mess with, but it's sitting on the shelf more than it's being used, so someone else could probably use it. Let's let someone else use it. 0456, this is obviously the older version with the blue stuff. What do you call it? Nano. I don't even know what steel this in. Maybe y'all can read it. I can't read it through the camera. But there's that, and then there's also another one that is this harder to find, and I don't ever hardly see these, but I just never use it anymore. 0456 black wash. So if you follow the channel long enough, not this past year, but the year before that, we had a no buying knife thing. Me and Steve started it, and I kind of jumped on it with him as a don't buy knives for Lent, basically. And yeah, I didn't make it. This right here broke my cycle, and I was a huge ZT fan. This is one of the ones that I just needed for the whole ZT collection, and ended up buying this one during that period, which I don't know, stupid for failing on that challenge, but you know, it is what it is. 0462, aka the Banana Dick. You know, like, it's a cool knife. It's a long knife, pretty thick geometry, but it's still one of the ZTs. It's classic. It's lightweight and it's long, and it's still got cool looks to me, I think. So relative as far as that goes, but wife just kind of don't use it no more, so put that one on the block too. All right, let me know what y'all got for trades. Open, let me know. So the T1000 went ahead and made the studs. I showed you some last week, which are this set, and let's see if we can get a little better close up here. Let's do this instead. Hang on a second. There we go. All right, so I did this set last week. It's a step set, but the diameter here is a little bit larger than the next set I'm going to show you, but I put a little ball dimple in the end of it. I wasn't going to polish these, but I went ahead and threw a little polish on them. This is a different set. That set's for Doom. This set's for Mitch. This just has a little bit different diameter. A little bit shorter actually overall, but it's the diameter different, so when you come in with your thumb, it's a little bit easier on the taper. I don't know. I tried to experiment a little bit to see if I find anything different, but the vast majority of them I did like this one. This is just flat top, but I did with this short little step. It's hard to see on this one, so I'm gonna grab some other studs, but this is just a fun little lathe project, you know, and I want to do them all a little different, so I did some slightly different than others, but hopefully you can see that little steps on the side of that. But I got a few extra of these. If any of the rest of you guys have any T1000s, I got 3 sets left. 2 of them are kind of the flat top, and one's kind of like that ball dimple like this one is. This is the set I ended up choosing for mine. I didn't polish the 3 that I'm basically using, but I think overall at this point I think I'm done modding as far as the studs and the standoffs go, or the block offs that I put in here. I think I'm done with this T1000, but just to let you guys know, I got 3 extra sets in case any of you other guys want any. All right, so I called out a bunch of projects I said I was going to do. Hopefully I'll do them. We'll see, I guess. 3 sets of them T1000 studs. If you guys want them, let me know. What else? Oh, quick story. I was in here last night messing around with that 940 regrind. Was it last night? No, last night I was messing with something else. But anyhow, I left out of here. The house is that way, I don't know, 30 yards maybe, something like that. It's dark. I'm not used to it getting dark, but it's still warm here in Arizona. So I get about halfway between here and there, and I can hear a rattlesnake going off. Man, it's just something that gets your attention super quick, especially when it's pitch dark and you have no idea where it's coming from. Luckily, one of my dogs and one of my cats was up. The other 2 were out. The 2 that are out were basically, they cue me into where it was, because I kind of sort of there to see their movements and what they were doing, and luckily able to avoid it. Dispatched it, you know, everything was fine, but like it's just one of those, man, it gets your attention super quick in the dark. So, and knife brain, like I wasn't thinking about nothing but knives. I could have had a flashlight, could have turned the light on, I could have done a ton of different things. I didn't have nothing with me at the moment, so it's pretty stupid in hindsight, but you know, we all do dumb stuff after a while. But that's how consumed it's either work or knife at work, you know, brain wise. Anyway, it's a great week here. I hope you guys have a great week coming up, and we'll see y'all next week. All right, y'all be cool. See you.